Car H is at the rear. Cars 1, 2,
三原駅の出演ルールが階段下のコンコースにございます。出発時刻にご注意ください。
running from things that you know, just trying to find where to live, but it's not bringing you home. As if hope was a pill or a bottle or a phone that could hold me and heal all my sorrow, but still nothing upholds me and frees my tomorrow like you. Ooh, with you I see the morning always comes. With you I hear the story told by love. You never leave a diamond in the rough. There's better seasons rising like the sun, 'cause morning always comes. Sometimes I'm fine in the backseat, feels like my life's moving past me, and I get so caught up in things I'll forget 10 days from last week. There's too much blessing every day for me to leave on the shelf. Just lift your head, 'cause there's no reason you should be by yourself. 'Cause life is a gift worth more than trying to survive. The sun still rises tomorrow, if it's 9 or it's 5. If you're looking for goodness, then that's what you'll find. With you I see that morning always comes. With you I hear the story told by love. You never leave a diamond in the rough. There's better seasons rising like the sun, 'cause morning always comes. Morning always, yeah, morning always comes. And morning always, yeah, morning always comes. And morning always, yeah, morning always comes. It was dark for a while, but I can see the light. Lost my heart for a while, but now I'm feeling right. Hold your hope in the trial until you leave the night. Yeah. Morning always, oh morning always. It was dark for a while, but I can see the light. Lost my heart for a while, but now I'm feeling right. Hold your hope in the trial until you leave the night. Morning always, oh morning always. With you I see that morning always comes.
がとうございます。
刃の字があり、左の一番最後にいらっしゃいます寺坂吉いますが、これは切腹をされた方ということでこの字が使われております。大石力様となってございます。それを取り囲みますように、右側から格式順次45種の
すみません。
ネタとして、 英語で。
ありがとうございます。こんにちは。
1番から8番です。
And car 8 is at the rear. Cars 1,
のぞみ号で広島へお急ぎになるお客様、次の福山駅からのぞみ77号広島駅にお乗り換えください。
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
バ バラ祭りはこの福山のバラ祭りは1年に1回だけ。
ありがとうございます。
トラヤとコラボしてますよ。
ホカッチャどうですか、ホカッチャ。このマカロンはバラの、わかりますか、バラ、花のその味。ホカッチャが一番美味しい。ピクルスが一番美味しい。
チーズって何個入ってる？ありがとうございます。
「
りがとうございます。ありがとうございます。2人です。
お二人、福山市民ではないですか？
ないです。
されますかね。
ありがとうございます。 ポテト
はい、300円です。100円のお返しです。はい、ありがとうございます。
いや、あっちありがとう。
飛行中と一つはい飛行中ビールはい1000円でありがとうございます。
ちょっとこれを骨の周り取ったら新しいの来ますね。
I'm worried that you don't miss me too. I'm worried that I'll never find someone to replace you. And I've heard you with someone else, but I'm here by myself, holding on to what you got. Was it all in my head when you said you love me? 'Cause no one can love me better than you did, and I'm still not over it. Did you forget I put you before me? Memories haunting me knowing you gave it up instead. You did. Was it all just in my head? Was it all in? Was it all in my head? Was it all in? Was it all just in my head? Now my life feels so vacant. Without you I'm just moving in between the sad reality. No, I'm patient, but I've been 「 Lie awake in the morning with a light upon her skin. Coffee cup before the day begins. Don't go, stay a while, we'll slow it all the way back then. Time is still and there's nowhere to be. Birds are talking outside, giving space for the words we hold inside to come out. So stay a while and slow it over back down. Still a little longer, it's only getting warmer. Slow it down 'cause time can't wait. Hold on to this moment, watch the sunlight pour. Keep it like a picture frame. So stay a while, don't go, 'cause we got time, we'll slow it all the way back. Let's meet down at the lonely lake. Before summer has gone away, swim out under a broken sky. Cold sun, colored with shades of white. Wave goodbye to that song. Cold air coming away soon. So let's lay under the falling moon. Tell me something about yourself. You've never told to no one else. Say goodbye to lonely nights last summer.
2名様ご案内です。